All right, ladies and gentlemen, the season has come down to this. Stephen Gibson and Jeff Hinkle have the front row. Michael Whiting and Mark Nelson on the second row. Ray Hillhouse, Mike Smith have the third row. Richie West, Kyle Holden on the fourth row. Kyle will be dropping to the tail end. Jared Heasley and Kevin Reed round out your top 10. Frank Klein, Brandon Springer's 11th and 12th. 13th is Nick Marco, AJ Godsey in 14th. Zach Henson in 15th. Mark Dantuma in 16th. Bill Percy starts 17th. Vern Spring in 18th. Albie Hewins rounds out the field. $120 laps, 4 total sets of tires. Tire wear will be an issue. 50 to 55 laps on a tank of fuel. They will have to make one stop. They could do it on one if the cautions fall perfectly. They need one well-timed caution in the first half of the race, one well-timed caution in the second half to do this on one stop. It's under the lights here in Florida. Austin Habel did try to qualify for this race. However, his car could not maintain minimum speed. Another driver got in his car and was able to set a lap record, but Austin just too dang slow. The drivers roll off pit road for the pace lap. Looks like AJ Godsey and Albie Hewins do not take the grid here. Good evening, JR. 17 drivers starting the championship race. Looking to see if AJ and Albie will be starting from pit road. Not seeing any indication of that yet. Buckle in and take a deep breath, folks. Championship night about to kick off. Here we go. Pace car is in. Barney the flagman in control of the start. Green flag in the air. They're down and away for championship night. Already a lot of guys moving around on the start. Remember, Kyle Holden did have to start tail into the field. He's going to fight his way back up. Mark Nelson, one of the playoff drivers, currently in second. Ray Hillhouse, the other, in fifth. Kyle Holden already up to ninth, and Jeff Hinkle in 11th. Those are the 4 names to watch. Last night's truck race and season finale, the champion in the truck series, DJ the Iceman Kenner, ran to a championship with no cautions in last night's race. Frank Klein having a problem off turn 4. He's fading. Cars being loose on cold tires has been a problem all night long, but once that car has some heat in it, they do have a bit of a push to them. Kyle Holden just set the fastest lap, has fought his way back up into 8th. The question is he burning up his tires on the way forward? Bill Percy on the march. He's up 6 spots into 11th. Jeff Hinkle, another driver that had to start tail into the field, up to 10th. Meanwhile, Mark Nelson, currently in 2nd place, is the highest running championship contender. Jared Heasley trying to make his way up. Ray Hillhouse, another playoff contender, currently battling with him for 5th. And Kyle Holden is closing in on him, right behind Richie West. Stephen Gibson still has the lead, but a massive run by Mark Nelson. And Mark Nelson takes the lead for the first time tonight. Gibson in 2nd, Michael Whiting in 3rd. Definitely don't count Whiting out. I've seen him win here at this track in just about everything. Mike Smith now up to 4th. Heasley has cleared Hillhouse into 5th. Hillhouse in 6th. Now Kyle Holden up to 7th. Robert, I had plans this afternoon. I did not watch any of it, and it sounds like, from what I saw, that was a terrible race. Maybe somebody should have parked the cup car on the start-finish line. I don't know. If you haven't had a chance, go look on Facebook. We have a post up regarding that for Sundays. The way I see it, the community gets to comment, give us your thoughts. Today's question was regarding that incident yesterday in the Xfinity race. Mark Nelson in the lead, Gibson in 2nd, Michael Whiting in 3rd. Field starting to spread out after just 8 laps, about 8 seconds back to Zach Henson from the lead. Jared Heasley still holding on to 5th. A lot of the drivers talking about running right up by the wall here tonight, especially on the long run, trying to save some tires. Jared's not even the one that has been driving the closest. The closest I've seen anybody put that car is Mark Nelson. Michael Whiting looking on the high side for 2nd place. Does he have the run out of 4? Frank Klein had a problem in the early laps off turn 4. Lost several positions. Has now fought his way back up into 8th. Has come past Richie West in 9th. Kevin Reed in 10th. Jeff Hinkle, the 4th driver in the playoffs and the only championship contender outside the top 10 at the moment. Stephen Gibson has gone back to the lead ahead of Mark Nelson. Nelson looks back to the bottom. Kyle Holden up to 6th place after starting tail into the field. He is making his way toward the front. Ray Hillhouse fading a little bit here early, up back to 8th now. Meanwhile, Jeff Hinkle side by side with Kevin Reed trying to crack into the top 10. A little bobble out of Hinkle off turn 4. Side by side can't get there yet. Mark Dantuma lurking right behind in 12th place. Despite 4 drivers out here battling for a title, all 17 drivers out on track battling for the win as well. Gibson trying to open up a gap. Mark Nelson now back to 3rd as Michael Whiting has gotten past. Heasley up by the wall is Mike Smith trying to get by Mark Nelson now. Heasley sees an opportunity. He's got a big run. Remember, Heasley won the season opener, looking to book into the season. And me personally, I am always cheering for the MS Society car. A lot of drivers talking about not pushing the car too hard, too early. But guys like Kyle Holden, who had to start tail into the field and fight their way forward, and Kyle is now up into 5th. Frank Klein just hit the fastest lap of the race. Currently running in 7th. Frank also the first driver to break the 33-second mark. Ran a 32.96 last time by. Frank Klein ran that with 15 laps on the tires. Heard a couple of drivers say they ran their fastest laps after 10 or 15 laps. Frank Klein proving that to be true here tonight. Kyle Holden now up to 3rd, battling for 3rd place with Jared Heasley. Kyle is the highest running championship contender out here tonight. And it is so cool to see Frank Klein's paint scheme. Haven't seen that since what? The late 80s, early 90s. That skull car just looks awesome out on track. Championship contenders right now. Kyle Holden in 3rd. Mark Nelson in 7th. Ray Hillhouse in 8th. Jeff Hinkle in 9th. Kyle Holden looking for his 10th win of the season, which I do believe would break AJ Godsey's season win record. Stephen Gibson still out front. Michael Whiting riding his tire tracks. Kyle Holden trying to run him down from 2 seconds back. Frank Klein sits in 3rd, Heasley in 5th. Mike Smith in 6th, Mark Nelson 7th, Ray Hillhouse now in 8th, Jeff Hinkle in 9th, and Bart Dantuma in 10th. Kevin Reed in 11th, Richie West in 12th, Bill Percy is making his way forward up to 13th, Brandon Springer in 14th, Zach Henson in 15th. Vern Spring in 16th, and Nick Marco struggling here early in 17th. As I mentioned earlier, the truck race last night went green to checkers. No cautions last night, and it looks like we might be looking at the same thing again here tonight. as the field is starting to spread out. Mike Smith currently running at 6, his first season back after moving. He's been gone a while, but has had a great season, made it into the playoffs. Not in contention for the title here tonight, but man, he has had just a great comeback season. Kyle Holden currently sits in third place, trying to run down Michael Whiting and Stephen Gibson. Mark Nelson in 7th, Hinkle in 8th. Hillhouse has just been passed by Mark Dantuma. Hillhouse back to 10. Hey DJ, congratulations on your truck championship, buddy. Great job. Stephen Gibson out front after a brief battle with Mark Nelson. Mark is faded, but Stephen has managed to hold on to that lead for most of the first 25 laps. Michael Whiting has not pushed the issue, has just been lurking, never more than half a second behind. Kyle Holden, meanwhile, had an EOL penalty to serve at the start of the race. Started at the tail end of the field and has fought his way all the way up to third. Gerald, does that explain why we're not congratulating you in the for the title? Michael Whiting has decided to push the issue now that Kyle Holden has got there. But Kyle Holden sees the opening on the high side. He's going to come by. Kyle Holden now to second, looks for the lead from Stephen Gibson. Michael Whiting not done fighting back yet on the bottom. Jared Heasley able to start reeling them back in as they battle up front. Kyle Holden has the nose in into turn 1. Holden to the lead for the first time here tonight. Gerald, I'm sure it didn't. Kevin, I'm always ready for a new season. Frank Klein still has the fastest lap of the night, currently running in 5th, trying to run down Jared Heasley. But it looks like he may have pushed too hard too early. He has got the biggest difference between his fast lap and his last lap. His tires are definitely starting to fall off. 32.96 was Frank Klein's fast lap last time by, 34.04. Top 3 still sitting nose to tail. Mike Smith also seems to have abused the tires a little too much. His lap time's starting to drop, starting to see several lap times drop. And this may be where Jeff Hinkle, the king of tire saving, comes alive tonight. Jeff currently sitting in 7th place. Hillhouse starting to move forward again as well. Underneath Mike Smith for 8th place at the moment. Oh, Frank Klein way loose right in front of 2 and 3 of the championship contenders. Mark Nelson goes up to the high side. Jeff Hinkle staying in Frank Klein's tire tracks. He's going to get the run off of turn 2. Klein can slip back up between them. Does he? Oh, he gets wicked loose again. Hinkle takes advantage, moves up the track. Gotta give Klein credit for that one, though. He is doing a great job of holding on to that car. Mark Nelson starting to make his way forward again as well. Now back up to 5th. Jeff Hinkle battling for 6th. Ray Hillhouse right behind in 8th. Hillhouse really reeling them in as they get side by side. But Kyle Holden is the #1 championship contender, running in first at the moment. Holden has already opened up a 1.2 second lead over Stephen Gibson and Michael Whiting. Jared Heasley still has 4th. Mark Nelson in 5th. Jeff Hinkle now to 6th place. Frank Klein in 7th. Ray Hillhouse in 8th. Mark Dantuma in 9th. Mike Smith has faded back to 10th. Richie West currently sits in 11th. Wild Bill Percy up to 12th. Kevin Reed in 13th. Brandon Springer in 14th. Zach Henson 15th. Vern Spring Carley 16th. And Nick Marco in 17th. Kyle Holden starting to run down Nick Marco. They're going to be within... They're going to be putting him a lap down and start picking up lap traffic here in a couple of laps. I would expect to see most of the drivers hitting pit road right after or on lap 40. They can split this race into 3 40-lap segments. Kyle Holden now has lap traffic ahead. Looks like Marco's going to drop to the bottom, let the leaders by. I do believe Nick Marco is headed for pit road. And it looks like Nick is going to take the long way around to pit road. They can enter pit road off of turn 4 tonight. So Nick Marco is the first to hit pit road. I would expect to start seeing drivers in next time by. However, we've seen Kyle Holden all season long stretching those tires, stretching that fuel, and while they may be begging for tires right now, they can go 50 to 55 laps on a tank here tonight. So do we see Kyle Holden stretch it to 50 laps? Stephen Gibson, Michael Whiting still nose to tail, second and third. Heasley in fourth, Mark Nelson in fifth. Mark now looking to the bottom. Definitely get a better run through the turn on the bottom, but up top you carry so much more momentum. The engine stays wound up and you can keep sending. Michael Whiting giving up third. He's coming in. Jared Heasley is on his way in. Worth noting that the time differences, the lap times have really started to drop for all the drivers. Every driver on track has lost at least a second a lap from their fastest laps out here tonight. The leader stays out. Stephen Gibson stays out. Mark Nelson, Jeff Hinkle staying out. Ray Hillhouse is in. Richie West is in. No, I'm sorry. Frank Klein is in. Richie West stays out. Worth noting, if they ran the old Winston Cup points, Jeff Hinkle would have came into this race with a 21-point lead over Ray Hillhouse. Jared Heasley would be in third, Dan Tuma in fourth, Kyle Holden in fifth. Mark Dantuma has had a problem. Kevin Reed is on pit road. Looks like Mark was headed for... Oh! Mark able to keep it out of the racing groove. He towed it to pit road, but a heartbreaker. Mark has been so close to victory lane so many times this season. Richie West is on pit road. Zach Henson on pit road. Kevin Reed on his way off pit road. First round of green flag stops are underway. Kyle and Steven are staying out. Mark Nelson is staying out. Jeff Hinkle is staying out. These guys are losing a second a lap to fresh tires as we watch. Mike Smith is in. Watching Michael Whiting. Vern Spring is in. In Michael Whiting's car. Watch him run down Jeff Hinkle. Hinkle is in. Watch how much he can close on Mark Nelson through the turn. On those fresh tires. Oh, little bobble, as you mentioned it early on, cold tires are a little bit loose around here. Kyle Holden still out on track. Stephen Gibson stays out. Mark Nelson, Wild Bill Percy, now up to fourth. He's trying to stretch fuel. Brandon Springer heads to pit road. Four drivers have not been in. Kyle Holden, Stephen Gibson, Mark Nelson, and Bill Pearce. Stephen Gibson is coming in. Mark Nelson can't come in this time. He's got cars underneath him. Bill Percy stays out as well. Mark Nelson's got some clear track. Will he come in this time? No, Mark is going to continue to stretch it. What about Wild Bill? Bill just needs a good run here tonight. He has had so many good runs this season that just got caught up in bad luck and hasn't been able to capitalize on the good runs. Hopefully tonight is his night to get that overdue podium finish. Kyle Holden, meanwhile, looking for his 10th win of the season. Michael Whiting, after the pit stop, has pulled a little bit of a gap on Stephen Gibson easily. Jeff Hinkle is picking up ground as well on fresh tires. And here we go. The leader is on pit road. Kyle Holden is on pit road. Here comes Mark Nelson. Wild Bill doesn't look like he is coming in. No, he is going to make a last-minute jump to pit road. Wow, that looked like it was close, but a great job by Wild Bill getting her onto pit road. And when they come off, that'll be the final pit stop complete. Kyle Holden has started rolling off pit road now. Michael Whiting comes out of turn 4. There's Holden on the escape road. Whiting, meanwhile, at full speed. Will he get to take the lead here? From personal experience, you don't want Michael Whiting getting that lead. He'll run away. Kyle Holden manages to get out in front of Michael Whiting. Stephen Gibson now in 3rd, Heasley in 4th, Hinkle up to 5th, Hillhouse in 6th. Mark Nelson loses a ton of ground on pit road. He's back to 11th. Michael Whiting just turned his fastest lap of the race. Stephen Gibson just turned his fastest right behind him. Heasley still lurking back there as well as the field starts to really spread out. Hinkle now 5.5 seconds behind Jared Heasley. All 4 of the playoff drivers have certainly earned the right to be there. Kyle Holden with 9 wins this season. Jeff Hinkle, 17 top 5s, 17 top 10s, 12 top 5s. Ray Hillhouse, 15 top 10s, 10 top 5s, 1 win, 4 poles. Jeff Hinkle has 1 win. Mark Nelson, 12 top 10s and 10 top 5s, 4 poles this season. But it is hard to beat Kyle Holden's 3 poles, 9 wins, 12 top 5s. Can Holden get it done one more time? The emotional winner, emotionally, the guy everybody wants to win this title, though, Jeff Hinkle currently running in 5th. One of the original members of BRR has been here the entire time and is long overdue to be crowned champ. Ray Hillhouse, one of the newest members of BRR, coming in here and putting on a show this season to get himself into this position, trying to get his first championship. And Mark Nelson, who missed the first few races of the season and drove like a man possessed to get himself into this spot, is the only championship contender tonight to not have a win this season. Mark Dantuma has officially retired from the race. Kevin, I know exactly what you're talking about, buddy. Michael Whiting sits in 2nd, Stephen Gibson in 3rd, Heasley in 4th, Hinkle in 5th. Frank Klein at 6 was struggling at the end of the last run, but has seemed to come back to life. Frank still has the fastest lap of anybody the whole race. And the only driver to break the 33-second mark. He has a 32.96. Kyle Holden starting to extend his lead over Michael Whiting. Stephen Gibson in 3rd, Heasley 4th, Hinkle in 5th. Ray Hillhouse back in 7th. Mark Nelson back in 11th. Lost a lot of ground in pit road. Looks like Mark was substantially faster. Or I'm sorry, Mark Nelson substantially slower than all the other drivers off pit road. Pit lane time calculated from when they get to pit road to when they're back out on track. Kyle Holden's pit road time 41.35, whereas Mark Nelson at a 48.87, 7 seconds slower than the leader on pit road. I don't blame you, Kevin. Not one bit, buddy. Kyle Holden's lead now 2 1/4 seconds over Michael Whiting. Michael has almost a second over Stephen Gibson in 3rd. Heasley in 4th, about a second behind this battle, but Heasley is closing in. Jeff Hinkle in 5th, about 6 seconds behind Heasley at the moment. Frank Klein still right in his draft, about 4/10 of a second back. Hillhouse 2 1/4 seconds back in 7th. Richie West in 8th has fought his way back up. He is gaining on Hillhouse. Kevin Reed back in 9th, about 4.3 seconds back. Mark Nelson has just gone back into the top 10, getting past Mike Smith. After pit stops, 2 drivers, 1 or more laps down. Vern Spring, Nick Marco. Bill Percy, after his pit stop, currently running in 14th. Bill is closing in on Brandon Springer and Zach Henson. Bill, one of the drivers that pitted extremely late. Bill made a gutsy move to pit road. Had a good pit stop time. We'll see if he can capitalize on it. Bill has 7-lap fresher tires than Zach Henson, 4-lap fresher tires than Brandon Springer. Wild Bill is closing the gap quickly, just past the halfway point. Kyle Holden has now opened up 3.5 seconds on Michael Whiting. Jared Heasley has lost a little bit of ground to Steven Gibson. Jeff Hinkle is closing in on Jared Heasley. It's now down to 4.8 seconds. But Hinkle is the next highest running championship contender in 5th. And he is 11.7 seconds behind our leader, Kyle Holden. They're going to need a caution here for anybody to catch Holden at this point. $50 laps to go in the championship battle. We have been caution-free so far at Homestead. And the field is spread out enough, it is unlikely that we even see a caution tonight. Much like the truck race last night, which went caution-free all night long. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, Parrot Polish. Get some special fingernail polish for that lady in your life. That Parrot Polish has managed to hold Mark Dantuma's Ford together all season long. Ray Hillhouse also mentioned his car held together by Parrot Polish. They are also the sponsor of the week, so go check them out. We have a link on Facebook. Richie West had a rough start to this one, faded quite a bit, has fought his way back up into 8th place now. Mark Nelson has made his way back up into 9th, but Richie West is going to make a move on Hillhouse. Oh, gets a bit of a push. Finally gets a big run off turn 4. Richie now back up into 7th. Kyle Holden is getting into lap traffic. The next car, Wild Bill Percy. Oh, Bill got a little of the wall there. Try and see. A lot of times you kiss the wall here at Homestead. Just scratches the paint. I don't think it even scratched the paint for Bill. That 95 car still seems to be okay. Kyle Holden coming around Wild Bill now. Michael Whiting. Stephen Gibson is in early for his pit stop. Didn't expect final pit stops for another 5 laps or so. Ray Hillhouse is short pitting. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off. Stephen Gibson is out of the race. Ray Hillhouse is still in the race. He's on pit road, one of the championship contenders. Stephen Gibson now out of the event. Meanwhile, Kyle Holden is starting to come into much heavier lap traffic. Brandon Springer and Zach Henson just ahead. They are battling for position, and they are not obligated to give up anything to the leader. Springer dropping to the bottom. Kyle Holden manages to get clear, sets his sights now on Zach Henson.
Doug, I thought you might be having a boring race up here, so I thought you might want some company, huh?
You know, you're in third place driving. You might want to focus there, buddy. How you feeling out there?
I'm just focusing on this green wall to my right. I don't need to worry about anything else.
Oh, that's true. So, who is your pick for tonight? Obviously, this thing is playing out like it's going to stay green for the whole race.
It's going to be Kyle's unless he does something really weird and stupid, which wouldn't be Kyle's. So, you know, it's what it is. He's running away from us, but it's been an interesting race trying to stay off this wall.
It definitely has. We've seen you get close to it, but I've seen several drivers just give it a little kiss there mid-turn.
Yeah, it's challenging to stay up here, and I'm about the only one doing it. It's a lot of fun, but I just wanted to come in and say thank you to you and a lot of the guys, Mark D'Antuma, who's unfortunately not in the race anymore, for sponsoring this thing and keeping us running, keeping this thing alive. It's been a fun season, but I'm thanking you guys for all that stuff, the hard work everybody puts in.
Well, man, it is awesome to keep doing this. Looking forward to the next season starting here in just a few weeks.
Yeah, we'll go right back to Daytona, hopefully start the same way we started this last season. Hopefully I won't fumble in the playoffs again, and I'll get the race for a championship. We'll see.
Well, man, it has been an awesome season. It was great seeing you win the first race of the season, and I'm hoping for a miracle so you can book into this race and get the win here tonight too.
Yeah, I hope so too, Doug. If you can, book me back down. I'm going to make a pit stop here soon, probably here next lap.
All right, sending you back to the outhouse.
Thank you.
And yes, the outhouse is one of the Discord names. Michael Whiting is in. Kevin Reed is in. Pit stops underway. Frank Klein has completed his pit stop. Kyle Holden last stopped on lap 50 along with Mark Nelson and Wild Bill. Jared Heasley is now in from third. And just a big shout out to Mad Dog Motorsports and Parrot Polish yet again for sponsoring this season. It has been awesome having them on board. Make sure if you watch these broadcasts, make sure you check out the sponsors' websites. Even if you don't buy anything, which we fully love it when you guys do, but all the sponsors for all the leagues are what help us be able to bring you these great races, these awesome broadcasts. Go check out their Facebook page. Go check out their websites. Believe me, every click helps grow their brand and helps them be able to continue to support these great iRacing leagues. Jeff Hinkle pitted on lap 45 last time. He'll be pitting again here in about 5 laps. Kyle Holden still another 15 laps. Richie West gives up third. He's in. Mark Nelson is in. There you see the drivers on pit road as Jeff Hinkle comes by in second place. I have to say, I know a lot of fans were rooting for Hinkle here tonight to get that championship that is long overdue. Kyle Holden has now came around Kevin Reed, lapping him. Kevin completed his pit stop 6 laps ago, though, and he has the fresh tires, shoots it to the high side. Kyle slings up into the draft. Mike Smith, Brandon Springer, and Jeff Hinkle on pit road. Kyle Holden, Zach Henson, Bill Percy have not pitted yet. They're the only 3 drivers that have not been to pit road. Nick Marco is on pit road. If I've done the math, Nick Marco appears to have last stopped on lap 37. He has gone the longest on a set of tires. Zach Henson is on pit road. Kyle Holden and Wild Bill, the only 2 that have not pitted with 30 laps to go. Both drivers should be able to go at least another 10 laps. Kyle Holden currently the only driver on the lead lap. No penalties on pit road this time. Worth noting, Mark Nelson's pit road time substantially better than last time. Wild Bill currently in second. Michael Whiting not far behind in third, but Bill still has to make it to pit road. Michael Whiting has had a great night tonight. Caution! Caution is out. Frank Klein is involved. The first caution of the night. Right in front of Jeff Hinkle. Oh, just barely misses Hinkle. Let's take a look and see just how close this was to Hinkle from the in-car camera. Wow. One of the championship contenders. From the chopper. Holy crap. It does not get any closer than that. And get this, ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Holden is going to come to pit road. Wild Bill should be getting the lucky dog here. Bill still has to come to pit road. He'll get 4 tires and fuel. Here goes Bill getting his lucky dog. Now everybody will line up behind the pace car. They'll get waved around. But remember, they're going to have older tires than Bill and Kyle. If they come to pit road, they'll end up trapped 1 lap down, period. If they stay out, they'll be waved back to the lead lap. But be on those older tires. What an interesting game of chess we're about to have here. Will we see everybody come down pit road? Kyle Holden's stop has completed. Bill Percy has caught up to him. Looks like Springer is in. Wild Bill is coming to pit road. Could tonight be the night? Wild Bill gets that podium finish. It is long overdue. After a string of bad luck all season long. Bill Percy now scored in second, one of only 2 drivers on the lead lap. Bill's pace has been almost equal. Bill's fastest lap almost equal to Kyle Holden. Worth noting that now Jeff Hinkle will get waved back. Ray Hillhouse will be waved back. And Mark Nelson should also be waved back to the lead lap. But again, on older tires than what Kyle and Bill have. And as of right now, Bill has the freshest tires. Let's see if we can get a word with him. Hey, Wild Bill, it's Doug in the booth. You got me, buddy?
Yeah, go ahead, Doug.
Hey, man, I am so danged excited right now. I could just about explode. You've got a shot at this one, and it's looking really dang good.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen here because I got this lucky dog, so I'm going all the way back. So I'm not sure how this works.
Well, it looks like everybody else is going to be waved around. You're going to be lining up next to Kyle here in a minute, and you guys are going to send it from the front.
But I'm the lucky dog, Doug. Don't I mean I got to go all the way to the back?
No, because the rest of the field got waved around. I will have to wait and see, but I think because the rest of the field got waved around, you won't. I could be wrong, but regardless, you've got the freshest tires out there on track.
That's a good feeling.
I bet that is. Man, this is awesome. You have had a great run so far tonight. All I got to say, Bill, go get it done.
Thanks, Doug.
Bill Percy, Wild Bill, is going to be starting. It looks like they are going to send him to the tail end of the lead lap. Which is going to cause him to lose some positions here. However, again, Bill has the freshest tires. Even fresher than our leader. Jeff Hinkle will be restarting in 5th. Ray Hillhouse in 6th. Mark Nelson restarts in 8th. And Kyle Holden out front. The 4 championship drivers all on the lead lap. All in the top 10. And Bill Percy sits back in 9th place with fresher tires than everybody in front of him. Here we go. Green flag in the air again. There we go. Green flag. They are underway. And you know what? It's the end of the season. Yo, I'm going to shut up. You guys crank it up. Wild Bill has a little trouble on the restart. Still plenty of time for him to reel him back in, though. Fresh tires have ruled here tonight. Fresh tires on Kyle Holden's car. He is checked out from Jeff Hinkle. Oh, Mike Smith loose in front of the leaders. They're 3 wide down the front straightaway. Kyle Holden just set the fastest lap of the race. Jared Easley has gone to the high side, going for second. There's lap cars right in front of the leaders. Vern Spring. Zach Henson trying to get back to the lead lap. Heasley and Hinkle battling it out for second with lap traffic in front of him. Bill Percy is reeling him in. Wild Bill on the move. Look at the run out of turn 2. Let's find out what she has said. We haven't talked to her all night. Let's get our race control in here. Hey, Nicole, it's Doug. You got me? Nicole, it's Doug. You got me?
Yep, gotcha, Doug.
Hey, it has been an eventful race to say the least. Kyle Holden looks like he is just checking out again, but the big story here being Bill Percy getting some luck here, and he is on the mission now.
Yes, he is.
How far do we think Bill can get here? Freshest tires on track, and he is closing in and reeling this field in.
I'm going to say he might get up to a top 5.
Well, he has definitely earned it. He's had some great runs this season, and man, it's long overdue.
Yes, it is.
So, obviously, Kyle Holden looking like he's going to win it, but anything interesting you've seen out there tonight?
Just that they've been a little bit loose, and most of the time they're catching it. And it's exciting to watch them catch it.
It definitely has been. As Bill gets under the lap traffic and starts making his way forward, first off, thank you so much. Will you be back in the booth next season?
I'm going to say I probably am going to be back in the booth.
Well, it is always great to have you. Thank you so much for being race control this season. I know it has not been easy corralling these guys.
No, sometimes they're a little bit hard to keep under control.
I can only begin to imagine, but you have done an amazing job. Congratulations, and thank you so much for everything you've done.
Well, thank you for what you do.
My pleasure. Good luck with the rest of this one.
All right, thanks, Doug.
Nicole, that's what she said. Creasel in race control. Huge shout out to her and to Topher Baltimore for helping with race control and points this season. Frank Klein said he just ran out of talent. He was able to save the 4 times we saw him save it 4 different times. Amazing saves, we might add, but couldn't pull it off a 5th time. Percy now up to 8th, reeling in Kevin Reed. Kyle Holden's lead now 3.4 seconds over Michael Whiting. Jeff Hinkle in 3rd. Mark Nelson in 4th. Heasley in 5th. Watching Wild Bill try and make the charge through the field. Twelve laps to go for Kyle Holden. Michael Whiting, Jeff Hinkle, Mark Nelson, and Jared Heasley. 2nd through 5th. Richie West in 6th. Kevin Reed in 7th. Bill Percy currently running 8th. Up 9 spots. The biggest mover of the night. And I don't think he's done yet with 11 to go. Meanwhile, Kyle Holden, just a Sunday cruise for 10 more laps to win his championship. My pleasure, Frank. Always enjoy it. Mark Nelson has gotten past Jeff Hinkle, now into 3rd. Heasley in 4th, he's looking to the high side here. He's got a big run off turn 2. Bill Percy still reeling in Kevin Reed and Richie West. Heasley on the high side, now to the top 5. Up to 4th. Hinkle managing to get back by. These two are going to keep battling it out. Richie West starting to reel them in. Oh, Bill got the wall. Kept his foot in it. Michael Whiting has had an extremely good race here tonight, managing to hold on to a top 3 run all night long. Mark Nelson, as we've seen all season long, faded back early and came charging back toward the front. But Jeff Hinkle coming alive late in a tire run. Heasley tried to get past him. Hinkle took off. Percy now locked onto Kevin Reed. Big run down the back straightaway. Gets the nose in underneath. Kevin goes up the track and Bill goes up to 7th. Richie West 2 seconds ahead. Can Bill catch him? Jared extremely close to the wall there. Richie West quietly trying to make his way into the top 5. Started in 7th, up to 6. He was in the playoffs. Managed to survive the first cut. Bad luck in the second set of playoff races. Knocked him out, but what a season he has had. Bill Percy chopping away at Richie West with 4 laps to go. Richie definitely pushing that car to its limit. Lap traffic is going to come into play as Michael Whiting in 2nd place and Mark Nelson fight their way past the 11 of Zach Henson. Jeff Hinkle has caught up to Nelson. He's going to look underneath. 3 laps to go. Kyle Holden now a 6-second lead. Mark Nelson holding off Hinkle for the moment. Heasley not far behind. Richie West now looks under Heasley for 5th. Bill Percy now up to 7th, trying to reel him back in. Kyle Holden out of turn 4. Gets the white flag. 1 lap to win number 10 and taking the championship tonight. Michael Whiting having one heck of a run in 2nd. Mark Nelson and Jeff Hinkle battle for 3rd. Kyle Holden comes through 3 and 4 one more time. And checkers are in the air. Kyle Holden, a record-setting 10 wins, and wins the BRR Cup Series title. Michael Whiting comes home in 2nd. Mark Nelson 3rd. Hinkle comes home 4th. Jared Heasley in 5th, and Bill Percy comes back to 7th. Let's talk to our top three, starting with third place, Mark Nelson. Hey, Mark, you got me?
I got you, Doug.
Hey, a valiant effort tonight. That was one heck of a run.
Yeah, did you see my first pit stop entrance?
Yeah, and you had a rough time. That probably is what killed you just due to the amount of time it took you on pit road.
Yeah, that was pretty brilliant, wasn't it? I practiced that, and as soon as I hit the flat, the car just started skating across the track. There was absolutely nothing that I could do. It was wild. And I'd practiced it. That's what was really frustrating. But yeah, that was unfortunate. But hey, look at this. Third place.
Yeah, you definitely got it done. Man, just an awesome overall season, especially after missing a couple of races early. You come back and get into the playoffs. What a great season overall, buddy. Congratulations.
I appreciate it, Doug, and congrats to Kyle. I'm proud of him. Good for him.
Great job tonight, buddy.
Thank you, Doug.
All right, Michael Whiting comes home in second. Mike, congratulations. That was an awesome second place run, buddy.
Yeah, it was fun. Congratulations to Kyle. I guess he won both the race and the championship.
Yes, he did. Man, that was an awesome run. I don't think you ever got further back than third place. And anytime anybody battled with you, it just seemed like you were able to crank it up another gear.
Yeah, I think Steven and I, we battled just a little too hard, even though I was just trying to maintain pace with him. And then that's when Kyle got by us and kind of put us in kind of a bad position there. And so kind of forced me to short pit, and I didn't have anything for him after that.
Well, man, regardless, a great job, a great race. Looking forward to seeing you all the next season. I think you would be a title contender.
Yeah, you never know. A lot of luck. You got to have the speed and the luck. Hey, before I leave, I just want to give a shout out to DJ Kenner for winning the Saturday Night Trucks. He did it for the older guys like myself, so good for him.
We definitely appreciate DJ winning for the older guys, man. That was congratulations to him and great run tonight, Mike.
All right, thanks, Doug.
And finally, our winner and our champ. Kyle, a champion. First off, a record-setting 10th win and a championship in the same night.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. We pulled away with some records here in BRR. Came home with the championship after making our way through the field, and luckily we had a nice long green flag race. There was only one caution the whole race, and the caution that did happen ended up saving me from having to go down pit road under green. So eventually that just ultimately what gave me the win. So great race, everyone.
I have to say, man, you that pit strategy paid off perfectly. You've done that all season long, stretched it to right to the end of the fuel run, still been able to be fast on old tires regardless.
Yeah, I was planning on coming on with 25 to go. I thought all the other guys pitted a little bit earlier, and then the caution came out just before we hit that mark, so we were able to come down and just kind of send it all the way for the last 23 laps or whatever it was and take the win.
Well, man, congratulations. You not only win the race, set a record, but get the title as well. What a season it has been.
Yeah, great season. Thank you to Mad Dog Motorsports for putting this on for us. Thanks to you in the booth for at least putting out a great show for us. And huge thanks to everyone, all the admins in the league. Thanks to Team Watson for being on the car, always giving out fast setups. Head over to teamwatsonracing.com to get yourself some setups, as well as some race templates made for me for all the trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. And just thanks to everyone.
All right, buddy. Congrats, man.
Appreciate it.
Well, Kyle Holden gets that championship win. Huge shout out to Parrot Polish for coming on board and sponsoring this season. We are so grateful for it. Thank you all for tuning in week in and week out, cheering these guys on. Amazing season of racing. Couple weeks off. We'll be back racing. Tune in tomorrow night. Jones is off. Tune in Tuesday night. XCal is back, and it's going to be something new, different, and a bit exciting. You're not going to want to miss any of that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope y'all had as much fun as I did. Congratulations to Kyle Olden. He is the champ.